Hi, Leos. How are you? It's JJ. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel to view your December tarot scope. I hope you enjoyed mid-November. I'd like to thank you so much for all your support and for all my new subscribers, all my new viewers, all my potential new subscribers. Thank you guys for viewing. Leo. Why do I get this feeling like you're charging into something full force, no mercy, like cutting everyone left, right, and center with this whole take it or leave it stance? Why am I getting this? Why? Because that was the impression that I got when I was meditating on your cards. Maybe there's a reason for it. Maybe you're doing it for a good reason, but I'm not so sure. I have a Leo moon. I've sort of been like that recently. Sort of. It's more been of a mental thing happening in my head, where I'm kind of maybe cutting people in my head. But that was the vibe that I got with you guys. So maybe this month will be about taming the beast, or maybe this month will be more about glorifying the inner lion in you and therefore just embracing your full personality to how it usually is. You're the king of the jungle. Speaking of taming the frickin' beast, I can't believe my hair. I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm particularly sorry for Sagittarius that had me with really messy wet hair. It's drying up now, but I can't control it, and I kind of just want to get this video uploaded for you guys as soon as possible because I'm a bit late with that. So, sorry for the mess here. This also tends to happen if I'm reading for Leo. Like, I feel like my hair just... I develop a mane. It's fitting. So, guys, I'm doing things slightly differently this month because I'm experimenting as usual. I'm going to be laying out a Celtic cross spread for you. But I think next month we're going to go back to doing things how I did it in mid-November, letting the cards speak for themselves. So I shall begin shuffling my glorious lions. I can't remember exactly what it is that happened last month. Having a bit of a memory problem here. Remember, oh, right. There was a lot of moving on emphasis, but there was a lot of moving on for pretty much everyone. Still happening. Some people are implementing this more. Some people are still in denial. Some people are accepting it. Some people lost their jobs. Some people moved house. For the record, I really appreciate it, you guys, when you share your stories with me. I know how, that's not easy to do online, especially when you leave a comment and you're kind of just, sharing with a stranger the story of your life. That takes quite a lot of guts. So thank you. I really appreciate it. It also helps me, when I receive that feedback, to kind of know, if I was on point or if I was totally off. If the archer in me couldn't get it right, because I've also got a lot of Sagittarian influence on me. And for all the private messages as well and the emails, thank you. You guys have warmed my heart. You and your big hearts, Leos. I love you guys. I've pissed a few of you off, though. I'm sorry. In my own personal life, I speak on behalf of those in my life who are not watching this because they don't even know about this, but it's totally fine. So I've been on your bad side. I've also been on your good side, and I know how much you can alternate between love and kill mode as a result of this. I know that when you want to give yourself to a person, you do it, and you don't even think twice. You don't even think about yourself. You just want to share the love. And when that person pushes your buttons in the wrong way, then you can just as easily start hating on them. Because just because you're kings and queens of the jungle and you're this big strong lion doesn't mean that you're not a softie at heart. Doesn't mean that you can't get hurt. Unfortunately, people tend to forget this about you because we see how vibrant you are and just how you can just fill up an entire room with your presence and your authority. And we forget that just because you can do this, you're still capable of getting hurt. You can still get vulnerable. And well, who doesn't? We're all humans. So you guys, I think I'm getting a flow. It's coming. Almost. I'm a bit weird with my cards. Maybe you've noticed this by now. But even if this takes a while, even if it takes a while for me to shuffle, I'd rather shuffle to a point where I'm comfortable before I lay out your spread. Couple of more times. Almost there. I'm sorry to keep you guys waiting. Okay, for future record, if this bores you to hell, you can always skip this part. Which is totally fine by me. Okay, yay, I think we're there. I'm gonna split your deck into 3. Will do my best to show you guys the cards. Let's bring this closer. Just for my... Okay. We have a central issue. We have a challenge. You have a central issue, and you guys have a challenge that's crossing that central issue. This is what is crowning you in your head and in your thoughts. This is what's in your foundation. This is what has already happened in the past. This is what is to come in the more immediate future. This is you, your influence, how you come to the reading alongside this foundation, your influence over the foundation as well. These 2 cards I feel are extremely important because they set the tone for the rest. And they set the tone for they help us approach the central issue in a particular manner, I feel. It's equally important to know what's happening in your environment, so there's also an environment cards. It definitely helps to know if you guys are experiencing any hopes or particular fears, so we've got a card for that. And we have an overall outcome card. So in total, 2 outcome cards, one that's in the more immediate future, one that is the overall general outcome energy of, let's say, the month of December. You can definitely alter the outcome depending on how you behave, depending on whether or not things are going the way you like. We have full control of the situation, or so I like to believe. Okay, let's get started. Ooh. The Hermit. The Hermit. Virgo. in your central issue here, Leo. I'm taken aback by this. So you are retreating. You're spending more time to yourselves. You are paying less attention on the people around you and more on your needs. Even if this means you're being a bit selfish, totally fine. You're rejuvenating, you're restocking on your energy. You are coming to terms with... Ooh. Someone's feisty. You're using your own resources to gain knowledge, truth, insights, and basically just trying to find your inner light. If you felt like you were using up too much of your energy in the past, and now it's just the time to slow down, calm down, more days at home, less days out. There's the Hermit for you. Okay, what's crossing you is the Queen of Wands. So fire energy. And in general... Okay. I don't know if you guys hear that. That's pretty goddamn loud. The Queen of Wands is very much your energy, and I'm getting this impression that since it's challenging the Hermit and it's crossing the Hermit, that it's not so normal for you guys to retreat in this state anyway. Usually Leos do enjoy being around people. So you might be finding this a little bit difficult to do, perhaps because people in your life are used to seeing you. They're used to being able to call you up and say, hey, I'm coming over, or let's meet up, or just knock at your door without even asking if you're in or how you're feeling or anything like that. People just tend to intrude sometimes. Or impose even when it comes to imposing their own beliefs onto you. So with this Queen of Wands crossing you, being your challenge, it could be for some of you guys right now that you're finding it difficult to basically hermitize and turn away certain people or turn down certain people. And this can also be related to your own side projects and your own work, in the sense that there are people that you are obliged to see. You have to see these people. They can be your clients, or they can be people who are assisting you right now. So you need to put up with this. And the Queen of Wands, she's maybe a little bit irritated, but you know, she's a very generous person. In general, her and the King of Wands are rather generous and animated people, so they are very lively in their depiction, and maybe as a result of feeling slightly drained, because this card only really does come up, I feel like, when you are drained. You're trying to be your typical self, but it might not be working as much as you want that right now. This is what's going on in your mental thoughts. I got this card for a couple of sides, also in the same position. I think I even said this a couple of times in other videos. So, the Nine of Wands is someone who is securing their surroundings and their environment, and who is just trying to stay strong even though he's just come back from battle with a bit of an injury as well. Like, he's taken a bit of a bludgeoning to his head, but he's still standing there strong. And even though I always usually get this impression that this person is not willing to back down, and Leos, you guys don't back down, especially if there's something that needs to get done, you get it done. But I'm getting a different feeling now, like this person really needs to rest a bit, and you're unable to do this even when it comes to like going to sleep. You're struggling. You're very active in your thoughts right now, and that's something that the Hermit does as well. The Hermit does spend a lot of time thinking. So it's causing you a bit of a headache. This is causing you a bit of a headache right now. You're exceptionally busy. It can be that you're exceptionally busy, but at the same time, you really just need to be by yourself. But you also have to get the work done. So there's a lot of contradictions going on. And here you are trying to be that Queen of Wands who is usually animated, her lively self, has strength and is full of passion. But you're getting a bit of a headache from all of this, aren't you? Okay, guys. Interesting. And your foundation is this Two of Cups here, which I feel the need to clarify later. I will draw additional cards on this because it seems like if someone is causing you this mental anguish, well, even though this is not a swords card, this is more of a having racy thoughts going on, and perhaps even wanting to lower your guard but not being able to do so for various reasons, because you also feel the need to introspect right now with the Hermit. There is that need to introspect, possibly about this Two of Cups here, this union. I'm wondering if someone's walked into your life recently, or if this is probably someone who's already in your life anyway, and someone that you usually agree with. It's usually a very harmonious relationship. Usually things are fine and dandy when this card comes along. They're exchanging their cups here. So maybe there's a little bit of stress going on with this person right now. I don't know. Ooh. Sagittarius got this in the same position. The Knight of Pentacles in your past position here is this is Earth energy, Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. Someone from the past, I'm getting this impression now, not just because it's in the past position, but someone from the past slowly walking towards you. Perhaps someone you used to agree with came creeping back. And even comes to offer you something that could do you good. Something that can help you out. And maybe you're a bit conflicted. I feel that you could also be slightly conflicted that this is happening, perhaps due to certain disagreements that have happened, that have arisen in the past, and you're wondering now why this person wants to help out, maybe. And I feel as though, oh sorry, I'd like to show you how I see the cards as well. I feel as though if you're hermitizing, if you've gone into this hermit state right now, a lot of your introspection and your thoughts and spending time with yourself to reflect and to shine light on a situation can be perhaps a situation regarding this Knight of Pentacles here. And even though this is an earth element, it doesn't have to be an earth element in this case. It's just the person's demeanor and how they are approaching the reading. They've approached the reading extremely slowly, very slowly. And this person may have had to even, this is very funny, because in the Sagittarius reading I said that this person tends to can maybe think a bit too much and over exaggerates whatever is going on in their heads, and that's why it takes them a long time to approach a situation. But in this particular case, I feel like the Knight of Pentacles is actually not doing this too much, because this could be someone who's reluctant to come back into your life, or who was reluctant and is just slowly moving in and wants to offer you something nice, maybe something that can help you, and they're not thinking about it too much, because if they do, it could be that if they spend too much time looking through the details, they'll just back away. They're just going to walk away. And so it might be that this person's also been affected by your behavior in the past, but now they want to make a peace offering, could be, and you're spending quite a lot of time, or have already been thinking about the situation with this person. This doesn't have to be like a lovey-dovey situation, by the way, guys. Like, people usually get really excited when they see the Two of Cups, including me. I'm like, yay, love, partnership. But, you know, we are all each other's soulmates. All of us, people who walk into our lives for a reason. So, this is a soulmate, it can be. Even if it's just a friend, it can be a soulmate. Can even be your brother or your sister, really, can be. This is how you're presenting yourself. Extremely stuck here, extremely stuck. Again, I'm getting this strong like sensation of a lot of opposites happening, a lot of contradictions happening. Like the need to act fast, because that is what's in your nature. Usually that fiery energy comes out. It's the need to act on this fiery energy, but at the same time you're so drained that you have to slow down a little bit. You are forcing yourself to slow down and to reflect on things, maybe because you don't want to. You are at a critical point in your life, I feel right now, where there is absolutely no room for error. So you're not feeling as liberal and free as you'd like. You've even created your own mental blocks, Leo, because this is like having a lot of mental blockages and feeling like you can't walk out of a situation. It's entrapment. It's also embarrassment. It's a number of embarrassment, usually if it's relating to a woman. It's also like feeling uneasy about certain gossip that's happened and not necessarily knowing how to move out of this situation. Like, do you confront the person? Do you just simply let it go? But look at what you have in your environment here. You have this amazing Ten of Cups in your environment, and this is beautiful. It's a family portrait card, right? And it's like things are picture perfect, so... But I'm getting this feeling that it's all just being drawn up. Like, it's all just being... It's kind of like a figment of your imagination, a bit. It's maybe just dreaming of this state being in your environment. That's the impression I'm getting now. That it's that it could be... But it can also be that some of you are looking forward to this right now because it's December and we're going to celebrate with family. It's coming together with family for some of you. But for others of you, I'm getting this feeling that it's wanting this and not being able to have it right now. Like maybe some of you are so consumed with your own issues, relationships, whatever it is, that this is something that you're dreaming of also while you hermitize, also while you're trying to figure things out. So for some of you, this is happening and you're looking forward to it. Getting together with family, where things look all peachy and nice. But there's always like, it's like, call my bluff, you know, when I see this card, because these are just the way things look from the outside. There are usually issues and troubles that go on behind the scenes. I'm not trying to discourage any of you, because when you get the Ten of Cups, it's feeling perfect contentment anyway. It's like, even if it's just in the moment, it's a very happy card. In your immediate future, and the immediate future can still be in this month, by the way, you are hard at work, and doing so alone, not necessarily in a team, but enjoying this work, really immersing yourself into it, because this is also a person who gets his mind off of things when he immerses himself in his work, because he enjoys his work anyway. So he's like, well, why not? Like, why should I just sit here and ruminate the entire time? Again, because this can get pretty annoying, especially for Leo and most fire signs. This can get pretty annoying. You can't stay like this forever. And so you figure to yourself, why? Instead of like lying in bed just thinking, I can do that while I'm being productive, while I'm producing something. Like actual production is coming to mind as well. And this you will be engaging in the immediate future. So even maybe while all the celebrations are happening in your environment, you prefer to do this. It can very well be you prefer to do this. Like, maybe you're feeling a bit too old for partying anyway. Maybe you would just rather stay at home this year than go out. And this is, again, it could be for those of you who are unable to have this family situation in your environment. And for others of you, you are concerned and also keeping yourself distracted from the fact that you can't get this. So you're like, well, I'm just going to keep myself busy. There's no harm in keeping myself busy. I'm being productive, and I'm being creative, and good things are coming out of it. We can get here eventually. We can get to this point eventually. In your hopes or fears is this Lover's card. Some of you may be feeling a little bit afraid of a renewal happening in a relationship. And some of you may be concerned that there is a third party involved who could be manipulating the situation as well. So ergo, you're a little bit hesitant. This is, if we're talking about the Lover's card falling in a position of it being something you're fearing right now. And some of you are still studying the situation as well, because this is very new energy, in the sense that you don't necessarily know this person very well. Even if this person's been in your life for a while, they may have taken you off guard. They may have acted in ways that you really were not expecting at all. And so if you thought you knew this person, you really didn't. Because the Lovers is also it's like, it's still puppy love. It's still being blind. It's still not really seeing the person for who they are. It's appreciating them because they're still rather novel to you. And it's like basically throwing a toy to a baby cub, since we're talking about you, Leo. It's like throwing a toy to a baby cub or to a cat, and they're so like entranced by it for a while. They're playing with it, and then they get bored. They're like, okay, fuck it, and then they just toss it aside. But for a while, at least, for a few months, even for a couple of years, depends on what kind of person you are. Could be even a few days. You're just so captivated by this person, but you can also be having second thoughts because you might really not have seen them for who they are. You discover that you still need to get to know them. So you're either fearing this relationship from coming together, a renewal, if you've been suffering a renewal. But this being in your foundation, the reading is really looking like it's surrounding a person for sure. Or you're just really hoping for this to happen, and you want to just enter this honeymoon phase, and you want to get to know them. You just want to love them right now. You don't want to think about the past. You don't want to think about the hurt. You don't want to think about the misunderstandings. Oh, by the way, Mercury is going retrograde on the 19th of this month, and that's usually when communication goes all haywire and we don't know what to say to each other, and it's bloody horrible, honestly. So please watch out. If communication is not so smooth after the 19th, if someone's being cold and distant while you are still trying to be warm and compassionate like you are, it's really best to get any communication done well before this period, well before the 19th. Really, there's no point in me lowering the screen because I feel like the cards are so far away, but can you see this? As an overall outcome card here, you've got the Two of Wands, and to me, this is someone who has to make a decision between choosing two separate paths they can walk down. But it is also someone who's reflecting on their world and really thinking about how it is that they can move forward, physically move forward. So this is not a mental card. This is actually taking action. This is looking at the world being in your hands and feeling like maybe you come to some new information. It can very well be that in this month of December, you're going to start to receive more information that answers any questions you might have not had, which was causing some hesitation regarding this lovers coming together and this reunion or this union. And after receiving more information, you are able to make a more informed decision, because it can be someone who's contemplating which path to go down. It can also, by the way, like feel as though you might not be ready for a relationship, because this person is so consumed with work and building up their enterprise that even though they feel rather lonely and partnership and marriage is often on their minds, they are incapable of committing to someone because they have to pick. They have to choose either their work or having a relationship. Most of the time, if they have a marriage or if they have a relationship, it's like their job is their mistress on the side, and so your partner can often feel quite neglected and taken for granted, which is not something that you like doing at all. But you can't divide yourself either, because you're so passionate about your work. You want to give your heart to your work as well. A lot of thinking for you guys this month. There's a lot of thinking. I want to clarify this Knight of Pentacles. Okay. Knight of Pentacles doing here. you remember that feeling I was getting at the very beginning of the reading of you guys like just charging mentally though? To clarify this Knight of Pentacles, these are really opposing forces. Again, it to me clarifies that contradictory energy of wanting to be your fiery self, but then also having to slow down. That being the normal influence the Hermit has is for us to slow down and to reflect. These two cards are just as opposing because the Knight of Pentacles moves so slowly and the Knight of Swords moves really far too quickly. This person, although they might not be engaged in full thoughts, they're still moving very slowly, so the odds of them encountering an obstacle and not being able to do something about it is rather slim, whereas this person is going so fast that they're injuring people along the way. But when two Knights come out, usually there's a very good balance between both these energies. But again, I really feel that this is something that's happening in your head where you're like, oh gosh, like how can I be both slow and fast? I need to be fast for certain things to get moving, but I also need to slow down because if I don't slow down, I might make some mistakes, and I can't afford to make any mistakes right now. And it could very well be that the person, because how I originally saw this Knight of Pentacles is as a person who's decided to come back into your life rather slowly and to offer you something. And this is someone that you've been thinking about for a while with the Hermit. You've been hermitizing over this person. They might be a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. I'm going to try and also clarify this mental hang-ups card here that's shown up in the portion of your reading that suggests this is how you are behaving right now. So what is the Eight of... Wow, okay, that just... Two cards came out. One fell. This is the Nine of Cups, and it's a very happy card. This is probably like... Well, you have quite a few happy cards here, but honestly, like, I'm still getting the sensation that this is more something you're dreaming of or something you're looking forward to doing, but might not be able to actually be... Not being able to enjoy this fully in your environments. And the Lover's card is usually a very happy card anyway because it's the Lover's card, for God's sake. It's also the card of Gemini. Oh, yes. So, can it be this offering, this person who's come back in rather slowly, them being an air sign? Maybe it's a Gemini, you guys. Okay. So... the Nine of Cups and the Ace of Swords, I drew them to basically clarify this Eight of Swords here. This is you again feeling stuck and not being able to move forward. Even you could also be feeling slightly embarrassed for the way that things are going or things have been going. You really obviously do want this happiness. You want this happiness. But in order to get to this happiness, I feel like you really need to get to the truth. You have to get to the truth. And that feeling of information coming in, this could be the information that eventually comes in to clarify the reason why you're feeling so blocked and unable to move forwards. This truth, the truth shall set you free was exactly the words that just came into my mind. The truth shall set you free and allow you to feel happier. And hopefully, as a result of this, if you're fearing this coming together, this Lovers card, because we are dealing with a union here in your foundation. I don't feel like there will be a real reason to be afraid of this coming together. Although your outcome is the Two of Wands, which is still someone who has to make a choice between which path they go along. They're still contemplating this world that they've got in their hands here, thinking like, do I focus on my work right now? I don't think I've got enough time for a relationship, or do I take a leap of faith and just go with this relationship? Both ways, though, as opposed to being the hermit and thinking about things, or having these mental hang-ups, which is still very much in your heads, or even in the immediate future distracting yourself with all this work, Leo. This is a card of movement because it's wands, so it's a bit more of an action-oriented card. Okay. Try to clarify this Two of Wands. Clarify the Two of Wands for Leos. What's this Two of Wands doing here? What's this Two of Wands doing here? This wanted to come out. Your decision is very much going to be revolved around whether or not this person has the potential to break your heart. So I encourage you to act wisely. I encourage you to really do your best to come to a decision that is what's right for you, not so much the other person. I know this sounds really selfish of me, but anyway, you guys are being a bit selfish right now, okay? You are. You're being the hermit. You're retreating. You're engaging yourself in work, or you will be anyway. You are confused as to why this person, if it is a person, has come back into your life, or is trying to come back into your life. You want to be happy. You definitely do want to be happy. You are looking forward to the holiday season. This is happening in your environment. Maybe you're unable to appreciate it so much right now, but this is happening in your environment. There's so much love in this reading, it's a bit ridiculous, but more of it has to do with whether or not you're willing to embrace it. Are you willing to embrace it? Or are you just too afraid of this happening? I mean, don't blame you. So it's kind of good that you're in this hermit state to reflect on things. And if you want to have any heart-to-heart conversations, Leo, do it before the 19th. Is my advice for you. Okay, you guys. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Lots of love to you. I appreciate you all very, very much, to the extent that my hair has turned into a mane for you. Okay, guys, I'll see you in the new year. Bisous. Lots of love.